Hello my friend, today I am and psychedelic cat would be read book, erg and some kind of a book. I read first time, before I never read in English. That sorry me for my mistakes and correct me after. Write comments and push like subscribe and share with your friends. Beginning not from the beginning. Well, I studied in a parochial school for 2 years, and almost each day I spent in the corridor. Of course, I studied in the state school too, but in the particular period I have met a new friend. Cat. Please make silent. Sorry. I learned from him a lot. To become happy, how not to make yourself any problems, how to get rid of the things usually discomforting people. The meeting. One day in July, I took my bike and drove to the garden near the forest. Outside the city, like I always did, I took the practical magic by purpose in order to dry rice some goats or other creatures. When I reached my destination, I prepared a few woods to set a fire. As I started to darken, many mosquitoes came. I lighted a little oven standing outside the house. The house resembled a barn, but it was quite cozy. Mats were laid on the floor, tea and candies were on the table, and there was bunk bed made of long and white wood boards. The moon was bright, the stars were shining, sitting by the oven. I opened the book and started to read the Friday spell. As I finished, it started to be windy and the big grey clouds were floating in the night sky. But in a minute the wind stopped and the clouds were gone. A strange creature was about 10 meters from me. It was death. It approached me. At first I was really scared, but suddenly all of my fears disappeared. I like someone calmed me down. The death came to me, became a little smaller, so I looked like it's sitting with me by the fire. I kept silence and stared on this unbelievable creature out of this world. Make a tea. Let's talk about your human life, about the vanity you live in, it suddenly told me. I got up without saying a word, entered the house and poured plenty of freshly brewed tea from the teapot, put 3 tablespoons of sugar and came back to the oven. The kettle with boiling water stood on the oven, that is why it was so hot. I poured the water into a cup and gave it to Death. Then I put some little woods in the fire and got back to my seat. I was attacked by hordes of mosquitoes. I started to drive them off and slept myself just where they sat down. Demon mosquitoes, wish they were gone, at least for tonight. nervously. Suddenly I spotted a hand of death. It was like a human one, but it looked like a hologram. Though it seemed to me, if I would touch it, it would feel quite material. Death flicked 2 fingers and all the mosquitoes flew away at a blink. Faces of death were constantly changing. Every time different eyes looked at me. I didn't know what to do and what to say. I waited my night visitor to speak. Where are you? What are you? Why all this around? What is the point? Your great philosopher minds are trying to answer these questions. Other creatures of your kind live and listen to them. They agree to every single word, believe them and start trying to live just as they do. Don't believe them. Do everything for yourself. You can listen to them, understand what they want to say. You can agree or not, but always have your own opinion. And you can always speak up your mind if you have the desire to. I made a sip of tea and asked the first thing that came to mind. What is love for our, as you say, creatures? Not many of you managed to grasp it, but I know 2 of your kind. After they met, they became wizards. Probably this is how do you describe such people in your fairy tales, the ones who can do anything. Suddenly a cigar appeared in my friend's hand and it lit it. But smoking kills, I admitted. Death sighed. Yes, it may kill you. You made up smoking and then harm from it yourself. Those of yours who smokes know that it harmed them. And only those who have become wizards or magicians, I suppose that is how you call them. They did not receive any harm from smoking because they know it doesn't exist. They don't doubt themselves and their abilities. Moreover, they, on the contrary, despite of all the general knowledge, experience only healthy effects of this amazing process. Then I finished my tea and the death disappeared. Then I was attacked by hordes of mosquitoes again. I tried to drive them away by thinking about it, but nothing happened. After sitting a little more looking at the fire in the oven, I decided to go to sleep. I could not sleep for a long time. I just kept thinking about having a conversation with my new friend. After lying probably for about an hour, I finally fell asleep with the idea of wizard and magic. Today, my friends, I would be drink magic grass.